freaking first cut. Golly. Welcome to the First Cut Podcast. I'm Rick Gehman, and today we are drafting the Ryder Cuppers 1 through 24. More on that in just a second. Helping me do just that, Patrick McDonald is here. Patrick.
Rick, I hate to correct you right out of the gate, and I appreciate your eagerness here.
Oh, they're President's Cuppers.
Tough.
It's not a great look. Luckily, we're live and we can't edit that out. Or anything like that.
That's true. We're very live right now.
I'm very happy to be with you both and help you out.
I was so excited. We are drafting the President's Cuppers. Kyle Porter is here. Hello, KP.
We can draft Ryder Cuppers too for Bethpage if you want. I'm whatever y'all want to do. No, this is I love doing stuff like this. It's always good fun. What is this next to our names at the bottom? Oh, that's an @. Looks different.
It is different. Yeah.
Okay.
I noticed that the other day. I'm not sure why the text on StreamYard has changed, but that is different now.
Yeah, that's odd. No, this is going to be an interesting exercise. I was writing about the President's Cup today, kind of thinking through like storylines, and I think there's some, it doesn't get the attention or the sort of magnifying glass that the Ryder Cup does, right? But I think there's some really interesting U.S. storylines that I think are flying a little bit under the radar, and then I want to see who emerges on the international side. I don't even know who to, we're going to rank these guys. I don't know even who to really put at number one on the international side. So I'm really interested to see how it shakes out.
Here's how we're going to do it. Josh, if you could show the list, I think that would be helpful for visualization purposes. But we are going to slot every single one of these 24 President's Cuppers into a slot from 1, the best, to 24, the worst. Now, this is with the idea of we're drafting them for Montreal next week. We're not buying their careers. I don't care what they did yesterday or last week or last month. I care about who is on my squad moving forward for next week. That is it. And the way that we have randomized these is just that. They're random. Josh has randomized the entire list of 24, so they're kind of all over the place. We'll slot them in, and then if we have to make adjustments later, we can do so. But this should hopefully create a lot of nice conversation and eventually get us into a 1 through 24 ranking.
One point of clarification here, Rick. Do you want us to draft like purely on skill or as if we're putting a team together? Because I think there are kind of different ways to go about that. And I think it's an important talking point for any of these team events is, okay, are you going just on statistics and numbers, or do you want like the JT and the Homa in the room, even though maybe they're not playing as well?
I would say the latter. I would say, hey, here you are now the captain of team whatever.
Okay.
And all 24 golfers are available to you, and we're going to draft them. So if you look at this and say, hey, Mackenzie Hughes is a 19th in skill, but I think he's like 8th as a team guy, maybe you draft him 12th or something like that, right?
Yeah,
so it's kind of just like a power ranking. It's your big board essentially.
Yeah, I agree. That's how I would do it, and that's great. That's how we'll do it.
All right, well, let's get a couple of these guys on the board. And right out of the gate, we get Brian Harman here. Now, Patrick, you were talking about those videos where the early rounds, we just got to kind of stick them in a spot, and we can figure this out later. So do you have a position that you'd like to get Brian Harman into?
Yeah, for the record, I petitioned for us to just have them permanently in the spot where we put them and no rearranging at the end. Brian Harman. Okay, not a great year for him. First President's Cup, like 21 feels right.
Seems a little low. I was thinking more in the 17 or 18 department.
Okay,
18 or 19.
Yeah, let's go 19. We'll give
overruled
a little bit of
good start for me.
We gave you a spot or two.
Yeah, it's kind of a middle ground. Like Rick wanted 17, you wanted 21, so we're in the middle.
Yeah, we're right in the middle, and we can adjust later. Here's one: Hideki Matsuyama. I imagine, Josh, you're going to have to scroll up on this one. KP, where would you like to slot in Hideki for now?
Yeah, with Hideki, I'm going to go. Man, he had a great year, and he's always kind of an anchor in a good way for these international teams. I'm gonna go 6. That
Ooh, I think that's pretty low. I think you're selling him a little short.
I agree.
I was thinking like 3 or 4.
Okay.
oh
I thought he was very much in the conversation to be 3. I think 3 is very interesting here. I imagine we're gonna slot in 1 and 2 as expected, but 3 is where I think it gets really interesting. You could make a case for maybe another American at 3. I'm with Patrick. 3 or 4 feels about right to me.
okay, yeah, go 4 then. I think that's. I guess I mean, he probably would be the number 1 guy in the international team. Adam Scott's been playing very well.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll come back to it. We'll figure it out.
On the American side, you have 2 or 3 guys probably. Yeah, okay, 4. I'm good with that.
Hideki Matsuyama's played 22 President's Cup matches. It's the 7th most on the international team. Next up,
what's his record though? That's sort of I have him at 7, 10, and 5.
That is correct. 7, 10, and 5.
I thought you were going to say 22 President's Cups.
That would be a lot.
Cow.
Adam Scott's almost there, but that would be. There has not even been 22 President's Cups. Next up is Sahith Theegala. So back to the United States squad. Here is a little bit of a wild card. Patrick, you get to lay the foundation first here. I think that this is a guy whose rank could be all over the place depending on what you think about him.
I agree. I feel like he could be 8 through 15 almost in that range. Mm-hmm. I think middle of the pack, 12 is pretty fair for him. I wouldn't be surprised if he is awesome to watch and has a ton of fireworks, but I hate to say it, wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of train wreck moments for him just with his game. I'm going to go with 12.
I think, Kyle, he's going to be someone we're going to have to move at the end. But where should we stick him for now?
Yeah, I was going to say 9 or 10, so maybe go 11. I think Sahith, what's interesting about him is that I think he's the kind of guy that you're going to get some electric. Like, I think he's actually great for match play because he'll have some doubles and triples, but then he'll have like 5 birdies in a row. And in match play, that's great. So I mean, we might end up moving him up. We might end up moving him down. I think that's a good place to start.
Yeah, I think he's going to be pretty dangerous in 4-ball for sure, with the ability to make as many birdies as he does. Okay, next up, international superstar and already an international team, just mega watt talent, Tom Kim and KP. It's been, since the last President's Cup, it's been a lot of ups and downs for Tom. I think we can agree he's generally trending in the right direction, but where are we sticking Mr. Tom Kim? And now we have, so just to be clear, so we do have now Sahith at 11 is a marker that we've laid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the idea of Tom Kim is electric. I don't know if the reality of Tom Kim is what we maybe thought it was going to be when he lit up Quail Hollow 2 years ago. I guess it was now. He only went 2 and 3. I think we act like he went 4 and 1.
The 2 were 2 was basically like 20% of the points that the international team scored.
It felt like, and 50% of the coverage on the broadcast.
Yeah, they were 2 very loud points is what he scored.
They were. It is a shorter course, right? Which I think is beneficial to him. I think he's right around the Sahith range, right? Like,
yes, and I personally, and Patrick, I would love to get. I think this is the first time I would ever slot Sahith ahead of Tom Kim. I think if you had asked me this a couple of months ago, I would have stuck Tom Kim at 10, right above Sahith. I'm comfortable going into that like 12 or 13 spot.
I was going to say 12.
Okay, I'm cool with 12. I think Sahith is ahead of him as well.
Here's an interesting one, and certainly depends on how optimistic you might be. Max Homa is next. I don't think Max Homa would have made my 24, Patrick. Yet here he is. So we've got to find him a spot on our big board.
I'm gonna put him at 20. I
You
understand.
think there's 4 guys worse?
Okay, we can go 21 then.
I mean, the
off the tee
numbers
stuff.
are so bad.
Yeah, his last top 20 came at the Wells Fargo Championship. And I get it. He's undefeated in the President's Cup. He played great in the Ryder Cup, all that jazz. But man, he has just been brutal to watch ever since mid-May. And Greg said him and Mark Blackburn are no longer together. RIP to that relationship. How's that going to factor in? And so I'm not super optimistic. And I think one of the bigger concerns I have is his putting's really fallen off too compared to these last couple years. And I mean, you got to make putts in these types of situations, and he's not making putts on the PGA Tour, so I'm not really confident he'll make putts in these situations either. So outside the top 20 for me.
I mean, the list of, like, I'm on Data Golf right now. The last 3 months strokes gain, Minwoo's is 23rd out of everybody, and he's plus 0.65. Homa is minus 0.68.
Okay.
I mean, the list of names ahead of him, it's like Vince Whaley, Max McGreevy, Mark Hubbard, Quaid. These are guys that are like way ahead of him. Now I'm in on the locker room stuff. I think like I want him on my team. Like I would take him ahead of some other guys on this list. I think 2021 is fair, but the numbers have just been like almost overwhelmingly bad. I can't believe they picked him, honestly.
It actually feels a little bit of it's abusive is what it is. They should not put him out there. This is craziness to have a guy who's clearly lost. I think that's quite clear, is now going to do it on a massive stage for his country. Just why pick him?
And he's unplayable in foursomes.
Yeah. I was going to say, what do you put him out in? Honestly, like one team
like
session?
hide him with Scheffler and 4-ball or something. I don't know.
Let's leave him at 21. We'll get to the point where I say, do you want Max Homa or Christian Bezuidenhout or whatever? So we'll get to that point. We're going to continue this, and now we've got the framework laid out here. We'll continue this conversation and keep the draft going after a quick word from our partners.
CBS Sports HQ, giving you college football coverage unlike anyone else.
We're talking Big Ten.
Pre- and post-game coverage.
Are you encouraged with the way that this team responded?
Along with breaking news.
A lot of movement in the rankings this week.
Highlights and expert analysis.
That streak could be in jeopardy here.
Sure. What was your main takeaway from this game? How impressive was his domination?
That really changed the football game.
Let's go ahead and have some more fun.
Another wild ending.
The chaos continues.
Turn to CBS Sports HQ.
And we're back. We've got Harmon at 19, Max Homa at 21. Scroll up for me, Josh. What do we have kind of in the middle of the board there? There you go. Tom Kim at 12, Sahith at 11. So that might help us, KP, with someone like Ben On. We've got some markers down. Where are we headed?
Yeah, Benny On. I feel like he hasn't been great recently. Yeah, so let's see here. His last 12 months, a lot better than his last 3 months, say. 1, 2, and 2 in his career. I think he's near the bottom for me. I think he's like a 22.
I also don't think this is a particularly great setup for him, Patrick. I think he'd be better off in a American President's Cup, quite honestly.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. You look at his good starts, honestly, outside of Wiley, which, short, compact golf course, got to put the ball in the fairway where he lost it in a playoff. Other good starts, Wells Fargo, big ballpark, TPC Craig Ranch, Bay Hill, Kapalua. And so I agree with you guys. I'd put him behind Homa. Okay, we'll slot him in there at 22 and see what happens. Scroll on up, Josh, because Russell Henley is next. And Patrick, you have the honor of course setting us up with a position for Russ. I believe the top of the board is still open. 3. Rick, come on, brother. No, I think Sahith is a good benchmark there. Russell Henley, one of the most accurate drivers. I'm very interested to see who they pair him with, and what he plays in, I'd imagine foursomes he'd be great at.
It's going to
And
be awesome in foursomes.
I think he's just a guy you know what you're going to get from. And so I'm going to say 10. I think he's going to be a top 10 player in this competition.
I would not have been offended if we went as high as 8 KP on Russell Henley. I think that he is immensely pairable. I think that he is a great team guy. I think there should be 11 guys banging down the door to play with Russell Henley. Now, I was kind of living in that 8 to 10 range.
Yeah, my first thought was 10. So anywhere you want to put him in there, I'm fine with. I'm excited to watch him.
Yeah, I think he's. I hope he plays a lot. We'll see. There's a depth issue. Yeah, there's a ton of depth on the U.S. side. We'll see. Mac Hughes, maybe the last guy in on the international team. First in, often wins in match play. Great putter, great short game. Also gets the Canadian bump. KP, where do we want to situate Hughes, knowing that we've got Harman at 19, Benny on at 22?
Yeah, this is something I always run into with when I'm ranking the field for the major championships on our website, where it's like I've got 47 guys in the like in the middle 5 spots. Like I don't know how to separate out the top and the bottom. He's pretty far down. I guess 20. Would you have him ahead of Homa, Patrick?
Yeah, I was going to have him ahead of Homa. I was looking at 20 as well and contemplating if he deserves a spot ahead of Harman. I mean, he played great in Napa, finished T4 there. Best iron performance of the year.
Similar-ish type players.
Short, good putters, good short games.
I'm cool with 20 if you guys are.
Yeah. I just don't.
20.
I think my problem now is I don't know who 20. Like, I don't know who to put behind Benny on.
Yeah, there's going to have to be some. There's work to be done at the bottom, and there's work to be done at the top, which is where we're going right now. Xander Schauffele is up next. Are we slotting him into 2? Does anybody have any issues with this?
It's great.
Perfect.
That works for me.
Yeah, no objections there. Christian Bezuidenhout is next. Could potentially be a candidate for one of those bottom spots. I'm sorry, Seabez. He has played in 1 President's Cup. He's played 2 matches, and he's gone 1-0-1. So he's gotten 75% of the points that are available to him. KP, where do we put the South African?
I guess he goes at the bottom. I don't. Yeah, he's not been playing great. He doesn't do a ton for me. Doesn't mean he's a bad player. I've got him last on this list.
I'd agree with that.
I don't like putting him last, but I also.
Well, it's hard.
And it is Max Homa, and like that's the. I think Max Homa or Christian Bezuidenhout have to be the worst one here. It stinks that I don't feel comfortable, I guess, with either one of those guys there, but somebody's going to have to be.
So are you making a proposal to move Max from 21 to 23 behind Ben on?
If it were me, I would put Max last and I'd put Bezuidenhout 23rd. But I think these two should be in some combination, the bottom 2. I don't think it's fair to Ben on, who has had a great year. And maybe this isn't a great setup for him, but guess what? No course on the planet has been a good setup for Max Homa in the last 6 months.
Well, I totally agree. I think my problem is like I'm not picking Homa either, but if I have to pick from this list, I'm picking Homa and playing him like once or twice and just letting him be Max Homa in the locker room.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't really like his play is almost irrelevant to me because I'm playing him so little.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Let's leave it as is. We'll see how much deeper we need to get on that. Scotty Scheffler, Patrick.
I like him in that 3 spot right there. Now we can go number 1.
Yeah. Scheffler 1.
What's his record?
I would like to point out overall Ryder Cup, President's Cup. I think he's 2-5-2 4 or something. It's not good.
His President's Cup record alone is
Bad.
0-3-1.
I think he's
Yeah.
2-5-4, 2-5-3, maybe.
I mean, honestly, like I was thinking with Xander, knowing his partnership, I guess it's a general partnership now with Patrick Cantlay.
I think it's a partnership with
true.
the general contractor.
Well, he's a general partner now. Cantlay is whatever.
This is the format that you could make a pretty strong case that Xander is 1 and Scotty is 2. Xander's like almost a lock for 2 points and has the upside of 5.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm fine with. If y'all want to move him, I'm fine with it.
Oh, let's switch them. Let's just do it, Josh.
Yeah.
Switch them. Switch them. Yeah, there we go.
Well,
now we're cooking.
I think what's interesting about Scotty is that one of his great skills does not necessarily come into play in match play. He's such a good course manager. He eliminates mistakes, and that I guess it can help you in match play, but it doesn't necessarily. And so I think he's really built so perfectly for 72 holes of stroke play, and you get into match. Obviously, he's amazing. He beat Rahm in 2021 at Whistling Straits. Like I'm not trying to take anything away from him. I'm just saying that the thing that he does maybe best out of everything that he does is kind of somewhat irrelevant in match play, which I think is an interesting wrinkle for him.
Yes,
Corey
he
Connors
outlasts players, and these are just sprints.
Yeah.
Best marathoner on tour, Scotty Scheffler, now running
sprinter.
a sprint. That's
Sprinter.
right.
Correct.
Corey Connors, another Canadian here. Patrick, you get first crack at this.
Oof. If we get the Corey Connors of 2022, I would put him even below Christian Bezuidenhout, but
yes. Put him 23rd. I'm all the way out.
Yeah, I am concerned about the putting. Is he?
0-4
Pro Core too.
It does feel insane. It feels insane to have Connors behind Max Homa. Like that can't happen, right?
I agree with
that. We got to move Max to 23.
Yeah, move Max or Ben on down, or both of them, or whatever. I don't care.
Yeah,
just do that and then put Connors there.
Yeah.
What do we think about that?
I'm fine with this.
Yeah. I mean, I would take, if I'm picking a team, I'm taking Matt Hughes over Corey Connors.
Yeah. And we have him 20 and 21. Connors just in 21. How about this? Adam Scott. This will be his it's either his 10th or 11th President's Cup. I can't remember.
11.
I looked it up earlier. 11. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yet to get that elusive victory. One tie in 03 and a bunch of L's since then. He's playing great golf, KP. Where does Adam Scott go?
Yeah, I've got him. Where do we end up with Hideki? 4?
Mm-hmm.
Let's put Adam Scott in that 6 or 7 spot.
You okay with that, Patrick?
With that? Yeah.
Last 3 months, strokes gained rankings: Xander 1, Scotty 2, Hideki 3, Adam Scott 4 out of everybody in this. Like out of everybody eligible. That obviously doesn't include Europeans like John Rahm and Rory. So he's been playing really, really good golf.
Adam Scott has played 49 President's Cup matches, by far the most. He's going to add to that here in 2024. Keegan will be captaining that Ryder Cup squad, but he's going to get his hands in as a player on this President's Cup team. KP, where do we want to put Keegan Bradley? There's a huge, okay. So by the way, we've got a huge gap between 12 and 13 and 18. 13 through 18 are all open.
Yeah. I like Keegan as a match play, team event guy. I think the win belies the golf has been okay. It's not been amazing. I'd probably put him right there with Brian Harman, 17, 18, somewhere in there.
Patrick's nodding his head. I think we're getting approval on that one.
Yeah, I'm looking at these players right now, and
yeah.
It's not an amazing collection of golfers.
No, it is not. And yeah, I mean, you take away, it's obviously a huge win, the BMW championship, but you take that away, and Keegan Summer was maybe the
Not good.
definition of forgettable. So yeah, I think that works for me.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you a couple of more specific questions about that, but let's start with this one. Taylor Pendrith, Patrick. So, would you rather Taylor Pendrith or Keegan Bradley?
Oh, gosh, I think I would go with Pendrith. I have a good feeling about him.
Would you prefer Pendrith or Tom Kim?
Kim for me.
Okay. If that's true, and Patrick's still considering that, then there's 4 slots here between 13 and 16 that Pendrith would fall into. But if it's not true, Patrick, if it's not true, we're going to have to slide on Tom Kim.
I don't know if I can have Pendrith in my top 10.
Yeah. No. We're not putting Pendy top 10.
Kim's at 12.
Pendy.
This is tough. This is getting.
Pendrith has been quite good. Now, he was 0-4 at Quail.
Oh, he was atrocious at Quail Hollow. Him and Corey Connors, watching them play.
Yeah.
It was like bleach in your eyeballs.
Yes.
I think 15 is fair for Pendrith.
Kyle's shaking his head.
That's fine. I don't know why we're really differentiating between him and Connors, because they're basically the same in terms of match play record, recent form, like all of it. I like Pendrith better I like watching him better. Maybe that's why there's such a big gap. But
Pendy can putt.
Yeah, and
he's good, man.
He won this year.
I like him. Wyndham Clark, the Hamburglar. Now, KP, let's take this over to you. So that Sahith, Tom Kim is like top 12, and then Josh, we've got Adam Scott at 6. We've got Hideki at 4. We've got Russell Henley at 10. So do you want Russell? Do you want Adam Scott or do you want Wyndham Clark?
Oh, Adam Scott for sure.
Okay. Do you want Adam Scott or Russell? Or excuse me, do you want Wyndham Clark or Russell Henley?
Henley and Sahith and Tom.
Wow. Okay. Do you want?
Yeah, I've got Wyndham like 13th.
That's nuts.
Is it?
Patrick?
Has he been good?
He's had a pretty good end to his year. I think a underrated ending to his 2024.
And he is a sprinter. Like he is just fireworks on. He is just.
I do have bad taste in my mouth based on 18 at Marco Simone in particular, where I think it was 2 matches in a row. He was in the fairway on 18. In control of possibly winning that match, and he just farted one way right both times. Just complete whiffs, pretty much, with the lights on him, which is not a good scene. And the miscut at Pro Core does not exude confidence.
Who cares?
Dude, it's the Pro Core, Rick. Come on. Do I have him ahead of Henley?
No.
I don't think I do have him ahead of Henley. Or
move him up. Move Henley up.
Then move Henley up. I liked Henley. Let's put Henley at 8 and put
8 or 9. Yeah.
Put Henley at 8 and then put Wyndham Clark at 10.
You'd rather have Wyndham than Sahith?
Yeah. Wyndham is a more accomplished, better Sahith. They're like the same skill set, except Wyndham is immensely more accomplished.
The problem is like he's just like he might go 3-0, he might go 0-3. Like he's such a he swings wildly. I mean, it's pretty crazy actually.
What's crazy is we still have 8 or so more players to go, and we've got to get to a final list here. We're going to finish this off and get you the big board in its conclusion after a quick word from our partners. And we're back. All right, let's get this rocking and rolling here. Patrick, give me your spot for Sungjae Im, knowing that our benchmarks are Wyndham at 10, Adam Scott at 6, et cetera, et cetera.
Ooh, interesting. Sungjae Im. Let's look at the top 10 here. rolling up.
Wyndham at 10, Adam Scott 6, Henley at 8, Hideki at 4.
I think we slot him in at, it's either going to be 7 or 9 for me.
So it's either right ahead of Henley or right behind him.
Yeah, the Henley horizontal, they're calling it.
Mm-hmm. The Hendoza line.
Very good.
Let's throw him in front of Henley.
7. KP, you okay with that?
Statistically, I am potentially not a winner though. Doesn't win.
No, but really good in these. If he probably plays all 5 matches, doesn't kill you. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll
I'm fine with that. I'm good.
Colin Morikawa is here. So we've got a couple of slots open, KP. We've got 3 open. We've got 5. We can move some guys around, but I think everybody knows how we feel about Colin, and it's pretty high.
Yeah, I'm good with 3.
I'm
Yep.
very happy with 3. So
Yep.
we've got our top 4: Xander, Scotty, Colin, Hideki. Completely cool with that. Jason Day also has played a ton of President's Cups in his career. This one's interesting, Patrick. You could probably sell me on one of 10 different spots for Jason Day.
Yeah, I kind of forgot he was on this team. No disrespect. I think we could put him at 16.
So that's between Pendrith and Keegan.
Yeah, the iron play was really bad this year from Jason Day. Just a complete drop off from last year, I believe. But the putter's good, which is the great equalizer, obviously. Maybe 14. I'm 16.
I think, yeah, for either one of those, I'm good with.
We have some Americans coming that are going to have to fill these spots here.
We have Pendrith kind of high, I feel like.
Well, let's see who we can bump.
We're really stuck on Taylor Pendrith.
Indeed.
Well, let's see. Sam Burns is here. Sam Burns, we've got 13 and 14 open. We've got 18 open, or we can make some moves. Or if you think Sam Burns is worthy of the 9 spot, which would be Henley and Wyndham Clark. But I'll tell you, we've got Finau, we've got Cantlay left.
Is 9 the last top 10?
No, we still have 5 open.
Okay.
So we might have to shuffle.
Cantlay's going to be 5 for me.
Yeah. That's probably right. So 9, the candidates for 9 then are Finau, Burns, or we shuffle.
Give me Burns, man. Put him in the top 10.
He's going to get Scotty.
Great end to his year.
Didn't he carry Scotty around Quail Hollow?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah.
Siwoo Kim.
Would you rather have Burns than Wyndham?
That's a good question.
I think so.
Man.
I think Burns is a how do I say this nicely? I'm not sure anybody wants to play with Wyndham. I think everybody wants to play with Burns, and you have a little bit of a built-in, like you're probably going to get the number 1 player in the world with him.
Yeah,
So
but we're drafting it. We don't know. Like,
yeah,
he was good. He played like he had some energy in Rome, which I appreciate. Yeah, okay,
yeah, he was throwing F-bombs at the Italians and all that stuff. It was good. He was getting into it.
Yeah.
4 more to go. Siwoo Kim is up next. The open spots that we have, that would make sense. 13, 14, and 18. Or Patrick, do you want to shuffle? Or are you happy slotting him in between? I mean, do you want Siwoo or Keegan?
Siwoo
or Jason Day?
Siwoo
or Pendrith?
What putter is he going to use?
Siwoo or Tom Kim?
Probably Tom Kim. I think Siwoo is interesting because I think he has to go in the middle because he could either be the number 1 player in the field or the 24th player in the field.
Yeah.
So stick him at 13. Okay. Finau then, if we're kind of reserving Cantlay for 5, Finau is either 14, 18, or we got to make some moves here. Can we go out of order? Josh, just put Patrick Cantlay at 5. Because now, so now we've got, okay. So Finau, do you want Finau or Tom Kim?
Finau.
Okay. Do you want Finau or Sahith?
Finau
or Wyndham Clark?
Probably Finau, Patrick.
Oh, Finau or Burns? Say when, Patrick. Stop me when you've heard a name.
His putting really throws me off. He was good in France.
Really good.
He was like the only good player, really. I mean, there are others. Where else?
He had a
He
good
was
summer,
in Australia.
man.
He did.
I mean, his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. His last 10 events, 9 top 25s.
You could get me to go. I could put Finau between Burns and Wyndham or Wyndham and Sahith. I'm like not like 10 or 11 ish. I feel pretty comfortable.
I would go as high as 8.
Oh,
Okay. Who
okay.
do you want to drop?
I think we could just drop all those guys down and put him at 10.
Okay.
That's fine.
I love it. So that leaves us with Minwoo. The open spot that we have is 18, but we've got to go the opposite direction. Do you want Brian Harman or Minwoo Lee?
I'd roll with Minwoo.
Yeah, I guess the golf hasn't been great. He's electric, and I am always rooting for him to go 5-0, but his golf has just been kind of stinky.
Yeah.
Minwoo or Keegan?
I think 18.
Because Keegan is actually 1-1, and he is also electric. So that puts Minwoo at 18. So that gives us a final ranking that looks like this: Xander Schauffele, Scotty Scheffler, Colin Morikawa, Hideki Matsuyama, and Patrick Cantlay is the top 5. I think we've done a stellar job there. 6 through 10 is where it starts to get a little hairy, but we've got Adam Scott, Sung J M, Russell Henley, Sam Burns, Tony Finau. Fine.
You could switch Sung Jae and Finau for me, but I'm fine with it.
7 I love Sung Jae, but it feels quite generous.
Okay. Okay.
Let's drop Sung Jae down and either swap them or shuffle them. I don't care. I'm okay with swapping them. Yeah. So it's Finau 7, Henley 8, Burns 9, Sung Jae 10. 11 through 15 is Wyndham, Sahith, Tom Kim, Siwoo, Pendrith, which now it starts to get to the point where a lot of these guys are quite similar. 16 through 20 is Day, Keegan, Minwoo, Brian Harman, Mackenzie Hughes. And then the final 4 are Connors, Ben-On, Max Homa, and Bezadenhout.
I think it's pretty good. I mean, I'm sure everybody has like little tweaks, but overall.
Yeah, right. Yeah. If you want to swap Mackenzie Hughes and Ben-On, sure. But there's just little, I think this is generally solid.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Cool with it.
Just scroll one more time. So just in the top 10, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Americans. Oh, you don't have to do all that.
7 Americans.
Yeah.
That's why they're minus 270.
That's right. All right, gents. Well,
all right.
Job well done. Congratulations. There's the big board. Any final thoughts before we get out of here? The next time we have a podcast, it'll be a President's Cup pod. Monday's DFS show, and then Tuesday's mega preview, and then round by round recaps, or day by day, I guess is really what they are.
Yeah, those team weeks are always, I mean, I know it's not the Ryder Cup, but those team weeks are always super fun. I'm very much looking forward to it.
All righty. We will be back for the President's Cup. Big thanks to producer Josh. Does all the hard work behind the scenes. Let us know what we got right, what we got wrong. Hit us in the comments. You don't have to be that kind.
Email Josh.
Email Josh. Email Patrick.
No.
Tweet at him at P McDonald CBS. Kyle Porter at Kyle Porter CBS. You can find me at Rick Run Good. This has been The First Cut. We'll catch you next time.